Hello everybody and welcome to Sagittarius time. So as of today, November the 22nd, we will be having 30 days of Saggy time. So happy birthday to all Saggies, and hopefully this reading finds you well. So what actually I figured out over the 2 months of obsessing and finding the balance between what I can do and what I want to do, I would love that everybody gets hour to 2 to 3 hours readings, but it just, reality is I don't have that much time. So what I'll be doing, each birthday sign, each month is going to have a little bigger reading. However, I'm going to go to the old format where we will have tarot and gypsy and Lenormand, and it was a winner. All of you liked it because it targets all of you, single, relationship, on and off, the other people we kind of like can get laid off the land. Also guys, before I forget, please, I'm just about to finish my annual scopes, and this is the last call for a pre-order price. Until the 4th of the month, for each individual scope it's $19.95, and for all of them it's $39.95. I have actually placed a preview. Wait for the end of this video and you will be able to click and get a really preview for the next year, so you can decide if this is what you want. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump. It is December 2017. We are finalizing the year. Hi Capricorn, it's sort of a mixed bag, so let's start. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom, then disruption, reversed, then emotional withdrawal, reversed, foundations and achievements, yay, deception and envy, reversed, triumph, reversed, victory and success, reversed, and then adventure and inner voice. Okay, it is a mixed bag, right? So let's start with Shaman. I actually do have a special fondness for this card because each time I get a new deck, I sort of like ask questions to see how I'll get along with the deck, and this was the first answer to what do I represent to this deck and how will we get along. So Shaman also represents ancient healing wisdom, right? So there is somebody who basically has, I guess, deep compassionate eyes in this Native American portrait, right? And it's showing somebody who has seen and who knows. I really relate this card to the inner voice and high priestess. So it looks like the start and the end of the month is really good. It's like something that is you guys getting ability to travel, like beyond the veil of reality, right? And it is Shaman's first primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what the human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back, I guess, right? If that relationship is out of balance, then the shaman must do whatever it's needed to restore it, because balance is what equals healing in shamanic world. So the life with shamans is usually lived in ceremony, and they treat everything with reverence, including even the mystery of death, right? And even greater mystery of life. So there is somebody who's dealing with ancestral spirits, right? And also it's somebody who's revealing suffering. So if this card is pulled, maybe you guys are dealing with some kind of illness that can be physical, emotional, or psychological, and it's stemming from the illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to a manifest condition for which you basically seek help. Maybe you are pursuing some methodologies, like maybe allopathic, alternative, or maybe a combination of the two. But this is a time to address the healing of your spirit and make that a priority. So, the deepest wound that we can have is being separated from the source, feeling lonely, feeling, we are just in for ourselves in this whole kind of like game of life, right? This is the sense of separation. So connecting it back is kind of really, really important. So Capricorn, this is a time for deep healing, starting with your relationship with everything around you, with spirit. So call upon your spirit guides, prayer, meditation, right? Mend any rift in your relationship with those universal forces. And I would say what you can do is choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being, and allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear, not so much because you want to invite them into your world, but you want to observe them. You want to see what kind of darkness is arising in your consciousness, and then allow this to dissolve. This month, meditate on seeing yourself healed, whole, and complete, and so it shall be. I can see that some of that healing is emotional, but some of that healing is physical. More so like, the expectations that maybe you have set. It says emotional withdrawal. So maybe you have been, staying on the outskirts from some situation and kind of like looking what is going to come out of it. Maybe you were fighting with yourself, being all disjointed, right? And finally, maybe already on your way, because both of these cards are telling me the healing is on the way. I think that some of you probably in the past received a dosage or given a dosage of deception and envy. So we're seeing this character wearing a mask, and this is my most unlike card in the entire deck. It's Moon in Aquarius, meaning the person really has no emotional attachment to the situation. In your case, this came reversed, which is much better. This means the flow of life, again, is coming into you, and you're taking off this mask. You are facing yourself and everybody else just the way they are. Sometimes this kind of can be like eye-opening, it can be shocking, but it is also a closure, something that can really finally give us the new path forward. You are actually still not ready to move along this path. Triumph means you still have some homework to do, facing something inner workings. You're coming back, after all, to some issues, because this card, Disruption, this is that infamous Tower card. It's not going to be a massive Tower moment for you, especially with these two combined, because they're both sevens, and they're both dealing with facing our own demons. You're still feeling stuck on some kind of level, right? And you really want to move forward. You kind of like are really eager to move forward, but I think you're rushing through, because that healing has to take place. And I would say this healing has to take place in your own core. Who you are, who's your family, how do you relate, what do you want to get out of it. And not to claim victory and success, because maybe you need just simply a soft place to fall. Maybe you need to be admired. Maybe you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck in the rut. I'm stuck in the mud. I need to kind of get out of it, right? So the adventure might be looming. So this kind of is very interesting, because this kind of really suits your sign really well. You kind of are inquisitive. You like to move forward, but you are taking really gentle steps forward without kind of rattling the whole entire system. And then inner voice, we are coming back to that. The entire month, nothing can be accomplished unless you kind of go deep inside of yourself. What are your truths? And what are your secrets? What are the truths and secrets of the other people? It's going to be really one of those months with big questions, where maybe some beliefs that you had will need to be crashed and rebuilt. Like something that you have already been facing is going to kind of like still have one of those waves to kind of like get you back, right? Rely on your family. There is like your core. There is like something that is really working, and like looks like your work life also is going to perform well, but don't expect some huge accolades. And if you start expecting and demanding that other people woo to you, that they kind of give you their praises, that can be disappointing in the long run. That can actually be undermining your efforts in the long run. So it's a healing month from what I see. So let's see your tarot part next, okay? Alright, Capricorn, this is a grand tableau, so like 32 cards on a table. I will do a gypsy spread, also grand tableau with 52 cards on the table. So let's kind of like see different kind of like streams or different kind of activities. The gentleman is on one side and the lady is on the other side. Either of them can be you, right? So again, I see something here from the past. There is like kind of like wonder, should I continue, because you have the coffin, and it's something that could be one of those karmic relationships, but you're really tempted to cut it. Some of you have children, so I'm kind of like finding this difficult because of that to make this decision. But either way, you are kind of dedicated to kind of resolve certain issues, right? It might take a while, I would say. It's not going to be an easy ride. The rider is here, but it's like right after the coffin. So just like what we saw in tarot, something might kind of like stop, but eventually it will start to work, but it's going to take some time, a few months, guys. And definitely for some of you, you do want to reconcile. I can see that. And you kind of really want to work on the relationship, but I'm not so sure if the other person is equally candid and willing to do that. So the separation of these two basically characters is telling me that if some of you guys really actually want to date, if you're single, that's actually going to work well. It's going to be kind of like lots of activities within this month, and then finally maybe somebody surfacing as a single person next month. And this person might not necessarily live close by. This person can be a little bit of distance, not too much, something that you can drive with a car, but it's not going to be sort of, let's say, ideal. Somebody could, you can just jump and be spontaneous. So some planning will need to be there, right? Or if you're single and if you want to meet somebody else, this person could be a karmic relationship. So it's going to force you to wise up over something. So for the others, I see here like lots of goodies. I see something working out. So it's going to be a really distinct part of you guys where things are just going to work very well. No, I mean, you have this crossroads card that you had over there, so I can see that. But especially if there is if you're pregnant, possibly, this also can talk about promotion at work over here. That's going to kind of like really work well. And that's maybe why the other card was saying just don't kind of like don't let that get into your head, because other people will notice this. And I think the humbleness is like what is making you very popular in your company. There is like something, a phase for some of you, and mind you, this can be a partner. Somebody you're dealing with could be dealing with some of their issues as well, and this could be you. So as I said, this is a general reading. But here I see that somebody also could be not even actually in the vicinity, but maybe even a long distance, or that you're planning or want to move. Maybe you bought a house, maybe you signed a new commitment. There is lots of communication about that some of you are moving in a house, some of you are moving in an apartment. It can be a big financial commitment that you guys are having, and it's something that you know is going to set you up on some kind of like new stage. But the best part of this particular reading is like that you have the stork, the heart, the ring, the key, and the tower. Some of you guys are getting married, or there is like a commitment, huge commitment, or a love expressed, but not just, hey, I love you, I just discovered this feeling, something that you know it's the right thing. This really can be even a wedding, like it can be something really that happens just so quick, really. It can be really for you people, and I know Capricorn, oh my gosh, horror, that you meet somebody and you end up like, being married to this person like so quickly. But this can really happen in a span of really few months, and something that is going to really, really last. So just ask yourself, you know, what you want, because it looks like some kind of commitments, that some kind of like, for those of you that I see this, healing already took place. You have been working on your mountain, you have been working on your whip, you kind of like did whip yourself in shape. And I don't talk just the physical shape, right? Because I see maybe some of you were gym rats as well. But this is the biggest thing, the house and the key. So key to the house, or house and the tower, or key and the tower. So there is like a move. So this could also mean that you're going to meet somebody, and you maybe have met somebody last month, and somebody new that was brewing. You didn't know where it's going to go. It's going to solidify, and it's going to solidify very, very fast. And maybe this is why it's new crossroads. Hey, if you change your residence, or if you change where you're going, certainly this kind of spells this new crossroads. Okay, so let's see the gypsy spread as well. So we're going to see actually more emotions, and maybe I can pick up on a few additional storylines for some others of you, or maybe we can expand on whatever we have seen so far. Hi Capricorn, Safi is here, and I think what she likes to do, she likes me to play the birds video on the monitor. So I guess that's kind of like, hello, when is my time coming? Okay, so Lenormand is 32, Gypsy Spread is 52 cards. So this is again the grand tableau, where I'm just trying to see all the possible situations. And keep in mind, there are so many of you, so this can resonate a lot, but it can not resonate maybe at all. So for that, always private reading is when I pick up only your energy. So what basically I see here, we have the wife, we have the Lord. So the wife can be a wife or a woman with children. Lord can be somebody who is married, or somebody who is well established, or somebody who is in a relationship. But keep in mind, this is general reading, so any of these basically significators can be you. Then we have the sweetheart, which is reversed. Here we have a friend. Where is the lover? Lover boy. Where is the lover? There he is, lover. And then we have this enemy and foe, which can represent other people. It can also represent us. So it is kind of like really weird, because it looks like the people who are single and looking, especially ladies, it doesn't look like you're really, really looking. Looks like the single ladies kind of are putting the intimacy on the back burner and currently enjoying the friendships of the other people, because it looks like that you have been dealing with issues in the relationship that have been emotionally taxing. So I can totally see this shaman kind of thing, because you have a doctor and you have a servant, you know, like you really need a chicken soup kind of like to really work for you this month, right? So again, this kind of house keeps coming up and down for you, because it looks like there is like something within your house, and that house means your soul, that needs to kind of like be addressed. Something that actually does make you feel unhappy, because you have a fortune reversed and misfortune here. So something is really brewing inside of you. That's that tower moment here, that something needs to be reshifted, especially for those that I see here that maybe have a long distance relationship. There is like some kind of like distance about that. And I also see death also in the first row over here as well. So now this couple, the married couple or the committed couple, is not really, it's at the odds, let's put it this way. There is turbulence, and it could have been a third person. I see it here as well. And hence, this love is questioned, because you see, this third person could have just walked in and walked out. They're unscratched, and kind of like he or she left a turmoil, literal turmoil behind, and long healing that is really ahead of them. It's going to be really hard to forgive, because all of them feel a thief or something into the relationship. I also see the journey here, something like moving forward, but like the reunion is, there is a huge hesitation toward reunion and almost like a loss of hope. But I think some of you guys are going to end up in counseling the couples. Now singles, as I said, singles are sort of like really enjoying pretty much themselves. I really don't see much over here dating than other than looks like there maybe have been somebody in the past who may have not known what they want. And you kind of like maybe felt that somebody you were with had way too many secrets. And maybe you have been in a position, you know, that you were sad and trying to lift yourself about these problems. And you tried to do that your way. See, the constancy will be the Knight of Pentacles for me. And you kind of like went to tried and true. You really know that at work, and when you kind of like put the nose to the grindstone, kind of works well for you, and you did that. And you're so tired and sick and tired of waiting for the other people to do their work. And almost like some of you are totally kind of like out of this and stepping out. Now, this is kind of interesting even for the male singles, or if this is your significator. It could be that you're a recent single. It could be that, and it's kind of really weird, because this is the marriage card, and this is like get out of the jail card, prison card, reversed. So, remember how I saw this marriage, and definitely look at this, the wedding and the priest and the child, which also were two cards that kind of like jumped out to kind of like be known. There is still something brewing from the past. There's like still some kind of sadness for the some of you. Maybe it's expectation of some communication from somebody, not knowing what is going on, hoping that it's kind of like things work out, that there's like renegotiated, but that there is big kind of like discrepancy between how you want to feel and what you feel when you kind of like think back about certain things, some kind of unhappiness. I think that maybe could have been a couple here that kind of like messed with the deal, and it could have been a child or unwanted pregnancy. Maybe it could have been either shotgun wedding or somebody really, or then again, that could be something that is happening so fast, and maybe the child is like, why that certain things would happen. And especially more so if this is a guy who is dating a younger woman. And it looks like somebody's parents will step in, or society if you wish, and kind of like push you through. Guys, you know, this is not kind of a thing where you have to wait for the fanfares, because the falseness is coming reversed, which is good. So there is like kind of eradication of bad things. Maybe some of you will feel, okay, I didn't get everything that I needed to get, but somebody's going to ground you and say, look, this is life, this is how it happens. Life happens when you're making other plans. Right now, this is your life, you kind of have to deal with that. So it's going to be really interesting, because they're like really like, I mean, three distinct storylines, right? With the core of this is like trying to find what makes you happy, and we are going back to that healing that is kind of really needed. So okay, Capricorn, to seal your reading, I pulled one more card here. and you got unexpected visitors reversed. So this is what it says. If you expect the unexpected, you'll be prepared for miracles. Unpleasant news is only unpleasant when you resist accepting what is. Sometimes the thing most desired is kept away from you because it is not for the highest good of you or others. Sometimes there is loss or disappointment due to a destiny whose pattern can't be understood yet. Change is something that may be forced upon you, like bad weather that threatens a boat. Adapt to the shift in conditions and think how beautiful the sky will be afterward. Accept what is, and a more fulfilling path will soon be revealed. Remember that if you expect the unexpected, nothing can come as a shock. I think that really seals that really nicely, and I love this like adorable card here as well. It's literally kind of like what basically this was giving the note. You guys are getting really firmer in who you are and what you want. Those of you who already did lots of groundwork will have the big whoosh this month, but that's would be unexpectedly unexpected. Pregnancies, quickie weddings, falling in love, just like that. And it's going to be a really interesting month, Capricorn. I have to say, from all the signs, this is the most enticing reading, and you will have to clue me in on what is going on. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you pre-order your Taroscope, which I'm hoping to deliver between the 4th and the 15th of December, so it is around the corner. Go to my website www.cattarot.ca to order and for more information. And thank you so much, Capricorn, for being here with me. And if you can, please click that like button or subscribe. All the best. Love you.